look, it ain't nothing you ain't heard before. You know, usually with movies, there ain't nothing you ain't seen before. With this, it ain't nothing you ain't heard before. Look, the casting here, I have to say, for those who are listening, pretty interesting group that they pulled together. You got Meryl Streep, Nicole Kidman, what's his name?
James Corden.
James Corden. Along with a few other people that you've seen before, Keegan-Michael Key, Kerry Washington, and then there's some other character actors that you've probably seen in shows and whatnot. Interesting mix of actors that they have here. We'll talk about them in a little bit. But as far as the music goes, with, of course, this being a musical and the music is very highlighted here, it ain't some shit you ain't heard already. This follows the same structure as any other typical musical. It don't sound any different than probably most of the modern Disney movies that you've seen, Disney musicals that you have. The Little Mermaid, Ariel, Bella, all of them done sang these songs already before. I would say that it's probably, because they got all the different styles in there. Because I'm thinking about everything. Like they covered all the grounds. Like they got a gospel number, they got the cabaret type number, they got the, they got the love ballads. They even got a little bit of a Latin cha-cha-cha going on in there. I would say it's about as musically generic that it can be in the best way possible. Because it ain't bad. The lyrics are actually pretty funny in some of the music that you hear. But, I'm sitting up there listening. I'm like, yeah, wow, man, it's almost like y'all just bought the music from generic musicals and just added words. But I would be lying if I say it wasn't fun. I wouldn't be lying if I said, yeah, you know what? They really got an energy to them. They really do get you going. I mean, if musicals are your thing, they're corny as hell. So if musicals aren't, this ain't gonna turn you around at all.
That's the thing I thought watching this. It's like, if you're somebody who says, I don't like musicals, you should not even be here. I don't mean you shouldn't be there to watch the movie. You shouldn't be watching this review because you're just gonna be sitting there going like, well, I don't like that. Okay, hey man, this movie is not trying to convince you to like musicals. And even though I like musicals, sometimes I'm like, and this is one where everybody breaks into songs. But I was like, I'd be goddamn if I don't like these songs. And you're right, they don't feel unfamiliar. They have that same kind of, it's like what modern Broadway has been for the last 20 years or so. But somebody's doing it well. I mean, how can you fault them? I mean, there was no song not many songs that were memorable, but I was enjoying them while they were on.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed them. I mean, they even do things in here that get on my nerves with musicals. I mean, I kind of draw the line when people just start backflipping. That's the thing with me, man. Look, you could just start busting out in songs. The songs can be generic, but when you start backflipping, it's one thing to spontaneously just start singing. It's another when you just start doing acrobatics just to ask a question.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Motherfucker, you could have just walked over here. Shit. Hit me, man. No, I ain't going to prom, but you can fuck away from me. Like, what the hell you doing, man?
I was okay with it because it's kind of making fun of how these prom proposals are getting so elaborate.
Yeah, like I said, man, the musical numbers are almost... I would say that they're almost to the point of self-parody.
Yeah.
That you've heard them before. I don't know how much the movie meant to do that. Because as I said, it's everything that you've seen before. To the point where it's like, wow, are you almost making fun of these formats of these songs? I don't think they are. I think that they just kind of just wrote a standard musical. But like I said, and like what you're saying, hey, look, they're fun. They're fun numbers, man. I mean, there's a reason why they put them in there. It wasn't because we're just fucking lazy. It's like because, look, well, maybe lazy in the sense of, well, we just pick anything. If we're going to choose something that is already out there you heard before, we're going to pick some of the better stuff that gets you going. Some of the better stuff that pulls you into the movie. I tell you, and the thing is, with some of these musical numbers, they actually combining with the story to mislead you with what's going on. I remember the opening number. Look, I ain't gonna say anything. I'm not gonna tell you what's happening. I'm not gonna spoil anything for you. But that opening musical number had me thinking all these people were winning, man. I was like, oh shit,
They're bringing it.
oh nothing but going up from here. they opened it up in a way where everything was so nice and positive, and everybody was on top. And I was and it had me in a good mood. I mean, I was with them too. Shit, I was up to yes. We're doing it!
We're a hit, and I think we deserve it. That this tour de force will not be forced to tour.
And I was like, yes! And then somebody grabbed that rug like, shit!
Ow!
No, they set up some of these numbers to actually just mislead you, man. And that's funny. That's like they did some really clever things with these musical numbers. It's almost like everything they do around just the generic music themselves is like really clever.
Yeah. That was the thing watching. It's like, you know what? These are professionals putting this on. I mean, it's Ryan Murphy, who was the showrunner on Glee, so he knows about musicals. It's just thankful like this wasn't a bunch of karaoke tunes that we heard. It's it's all songs from the actual musical. But with each of the numbers, I was like, there's no bullshitting around. There's a lot. There's money spent. There's how to light it, how to choreograph it, how to film it. It's not half-assed.
It's a formula that works. You always want to root for all the losers that get together. Mm-hmm. And they're the underdogs, or they're going for the big win. I mean, you can't help but root for them. And they do a good job of bringing all these people together. The way they meet at the beginning, getting drunk, the way all of them have their own sad story, the way they're all almost delusional, the way they're all narcissistic. It was really fun to see them come together. And we'll talk about some of the performances in a little bit with the people here, starting with Meryl Streep.